The most important thing to be successful on YouTube, according to the CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, is authenticity. There you go. I've told you it, and if you're ADHD, you'll probably want to click off right now. However, if you stick around for a few minutes more, I'll tell you what he said and how we can all benefit from these insights. And that's got to be worth knowing. I tell you, it has got me so excited to think that I don't need to worry about things so much all the time, because I tell you, it's so stressful and it's ruining my experience. Right. I'm going to read from my notes because I can't remember everything, and it was, quite a long interview. So I'm going to read from them, and if you see my eyes looking a little distracted, it's because of that. So let's go. There is no such thing as hacking the algorithm. Now, how many videos have we all watched that says, I've got the secret to hacking the algorithm, and this is what you must do? Well, according to Neil Mohan, there is no such thing as hacking the algorithm. In your mind, you should replace the word algorithm with audience. Simple as that. Those people on the other side of the glass, as he puts it, are your audience, and YouTube will present them with things that they have shown an interest in. So, for example, the other day, I clicked on a video about dentures. Not that I need them, but ever since then, I've been inundated with people having their teeth removed and dentures fitted. I only clicked on it. I just went there for 2 minutes and thought, no, why did I click on this? And I went away. So now what I'm having to do is find those 3 little dots, click on it, say, I'm not interested, and then move on. If you click on the video and then like it and leave a comment, even if you're not subscribed, you will show YouTube what you like to watch. So even if you don't subscribe, it doesn't matter. Just click on it and stay for a little while. And they will think, you like that. You like that woman with, hair falling out and things. You like her. Okay, we'll give you more. That's one thing. The YouTube feed, therefore, is based on what we show as our interests. I mean, if you think about it, YouTube don't want you not staying on the platform. My boy, he spends hours on it, and he says, I didn't come to bed until very late last night because I went down a rabbit hole. Well, that's because he's clicked on one thing after the other and it's caught his attention. That's what they want, because that gives YouTube their business, and their business is for all of us. Not the chosen few, the hallowed creators to get successful. It's for all of us. And what sells better than anything else? Forget thumbnails, forget snazzy titles, forget super duper editing with cutaways and zooming in and all that sort of thing. And what else is there? Music. All of that means absolutely nothing. The one thing that will get you people coming back or leaving is whether you are genuine or not. People see authenticity as essential as breathing. And that's why they will keep on coming back. If we take our audience for granted and think they won't see through us, then we're wrong. They might not even realize why they've become disenfranchised with your channel. And it may be because you're not being your true self. I tell you, when I first started this channel last year, I was so wooden. I was so frightened that my first several videos were absolutely dreadful. And it wasn't until I started doing car vlogs that I was relaxed enough to actually be myself. And then I started having some growth. Then I stopped doing car vlogs because often I couldn't get my sound right, and that was no good. So I started using a teleprompter because I had problems with remembering what I was going to say, a bit like now really. Anyway, I started using a teleprompter, and I might as well have been carved from stone. I was completely wooden, which is a pity because some of those scripts are well thought out, if not very well delivered. I might have to revisit them in my normal guise as a normal human being. That said, I'm going to carry on reading these notes that I've written. Neil Mohan suggested that when we think about what we are going to do for a video, we should ask ourselves, what would my audience enjoy? Not what will suit the algorithm, what will go viral or anything like that, just what will my audience enjoy? And you can get a hint at that from your comments. Think about it. It's absolutely rich with the words of all our lovely audience commenting on what they've enjoyed about our video. It's all about the people on the other side of the glass, your audience. And those people will instantly know if you're genuine or fake. And I'm not talking about me wearing a wig or makeup or, this thing to cover up the bald bits. They will know instinctively if you're fake. They just do. And they will leave. They won't stick around to subscribe or like because they've already clicked off. The other thing he said is that YouTube does not control your success. And if you think about it, YouTube wants you to succeed because they'll get more revenue from you. It's a win-win situation for them. You succeed, more advertisers advertise, and they get a large portion of that advertising revenue. YouTube doesn't decide who's going to be successful or who isn't. It wants us all to be successful, and it's up to us. It doesn't tell us how often to post our videos, or even when we should post our videos. It doesn't care. You can post them at any time of the day or midnight. It doesn't matter. It will go into the great big YouTube soup, and those videos will be fed to those people who've shown an interest. So me sitting here in front of my computer thinking, well, I must leave it for 24 hours so the algorithm can know where my video should be sent, is a whole load of tosh. I could just sit there and think, yep, done it, upload, and forget about it. What a relief. What a relief. I tell you, there have been so many layers of stress put into a YouTube channel by watching numerous gurus who generally all have different bits of advice because they've obviously hacked the algorithm. But it's us that follow them like lemmings over the cliff edge, thinking that we are going to get there quicker because we followed this advice. But coming from the mouth of the CEO of YouTube, it has to be true. And I don't blame all these gurus making a living off pandering to our, pandering to our insecurities and why we're going so wrong, or we're going slowly, or we haven't gone viral, or something else. They know those videos get views. But we don't have to do that anymore. We just have to really think about whether we are giving our authentic, best self on our channel. And that's why I'm not going to use a script. I'm telling you, I'm reading this from, these notes from what I've watched. But I'm not using a script because I become instantly wooden. if not stone-like. I've got no personality whatsoever because I'm so intent on reading it. What I have noted from Neil Mohan is that we can post as many or as few videos as we like. We can also upload them at any time we want, and we don't have to leave it to cook for 24 hours in the YouTube soup pan before we publish. That's a revelation. We don't have to worry about making our thumbnails super duper. We can make our thumbnails in whatever way is easiest and most convenient for us. And for me, that means taking a screenshot of this mug, putting it into Keynote, where all the other ones have been made, popping it there, bringing forward all the same colour text that I've used on my other video thumbnails, and then just changing the words. It doesn't take me 5 minutes. I don't have to go into Canva. I don't have to do any of that. It's just so convenient. And I must admit, I've often looked at other people's thumbnails and I thought, oh, that's really cool. And, maybe I should do that. And maybe I should start making the funny faces. But, I just can't be bothered. But that's okay because it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter, according to Neil Mohan, the CEO of YouTube. It also means that we can edit in whatever way we want. We don't have to spend hours and hours trying to find B-roll and music and all sorts of things and make everything flow properly. And I worry about the speed at which I talk because I have had a lot of complaints about that. It doesn't matter. If those people don't enjoy my content, they will go anyway. So I'm just going to leave it. I won't worry about speeding it up. I'll leave it. YouTube thinks of us all as entrepreneurs because we are now self-employed. And YouTube makes an income from our self-employment. They want us to succeed. And that's really good. So now you know what you don't have to worry about, like me. Here are several things that you can focus your mind on to help you grow your channel. Ask yourself, what am I truly like? What is my genuine personality? How do I normally talk? Do I normally sit there with a straight face and just talk like this? I don't actually. I'm quite animated. What am I like? What would somebody else describe me as? The other thing is, what does my core audience enjoy? That, for me, has been real life stories, I think. But maybe you can tell me what you really enjoy. I'd love to know. The next thing is, what content is relevant to my audience? I have it in my mind that the content that I produce is relevant to people over 60. They're usually grandparents, and I'm including men in this because I do have quite a few gentlemen that watch this channel, which I love. So I think that my focused audience would be people over 60. Ask yourself, how do you connect with your audience? Now, I've seen big channels, and I've gone over to big channels, and I've commented a great big long tome of information about this, that, and the other. I do tend to leave rather long messages. And I tell you, when I just get a heart back, I feel let down. So I always reply with like for like. If somebody sends me a short message, I won't condemn them to one of my long messages. I will leave them an appropriately short message like they have given me. However, if I find a like-minded spirit that likes to leave a long comment, then my comments back are the same. And I don't want anybody to ever feel that they have not been heard. The other thing you can ask yourself is, how can I give my audience a better experience on my channel? And I have been thinking about this. Now, normally when I upload my videos and I click the monetization button, and I can tell you, you don't get much from YouTube. But what I have noticed is that it says, click the button and we will place your adverts where we think. And I always think, okay, well, they must know what they're doing. But actually, I think I am going to make sure that there's only 1 or 2 mid-roll ads in my future videos. I'm going to make sure that they don't swamp my videos with ads, because, to be honest, I find that irritating when I watch other people's videos, and it might make me not earn as much for Jack and Lily, but perhaps it will help my growth, because nothing irritates me more than watching a video that I'm really interested in, and then it is constantly peppered with advertisements, especially if you're on a television, like my darling boy, and you have to wait for it, and then you use your remote control to try and fast forward, but obviously it doesn't, and all of that. So that's what I'm going to do. There will be those ads that you can't click through at the beginning and at the end, but by then at the end you probably clicked off anyway. But there will be far fewer ads in the middle, and I think that will be a better experience. According to Neil Mohan, that CEO of YouTube I've been talking about, every minute of every single day there are 500 hours of content uploaded. Think about that. 500 hours every minute, every single day. There are all sorts of niches like art, tutorials, music, you name it, they've got it. And they are welcoming more niches. So if you've got an idea that you want to do and it might be a little bit off the wall, then now is the time to make your YouTube channel, because there will be very few of you and you will be successful. Especially if you're genuine, especially if you show the real you right from the get-go, unlike me, because I was a frightened rabbit in a headlight and I couldn't be my original self because I was too stressed and frightened. There is more than enough space, bandwidth, whatever, on YouTube for everyone. That is why I like to mention new channels or smaller channels, because if they don't get clicked on because they're not terribly successful yet, how are we going to get them going? How are they going to get seen? That's why I should continue mentioning new channels to see if we can get the ball rolling. And then the rest is up to them. YouTube isn't worried about oversaturation. There's more than enough room. All these videos that warn of impending doom for new YouTubers, there's not going to be enough room, blah, 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 are inaccurate. And they are scaremongering. And those new YouTubers that are watching it won't know that it's rubbish, which is a pity. They'll end up as stressed as I've been, as most YouTubers are actually. But when you know this one thing, all you have to be is yourself, your genuine, authentic self, then that's it. All the rest is just fluff. Some creators have grown their watch time by 400% because most of the time their channel is being watched on television. That's an interesting statistic, isn't it? In my next video, I'm going to go through why I think people should join our #1 ladies and in brackets, Gentlemen's Club. What they will get from it and what they can expect from me, the creator. And also, I'm going to tell you how I've made it better for my audience, ergo you, going forward, and what you can expect. And if you have been, thanks for watching. Like and leave me a comment if you would. Lots of love. Bye-bye.